Okay. Doing your thing, Natasha.
We are ready
to provide a safe environment
for our teams and clients
by ensuring that social distance is practiced,
regular cleaning and disinfecting of the workplace and equipment,
efficient ventilation,
hygiene training,
implementation of hand sanitizer,
and cashless payments.
We have missed you so much.
We are ready and prepared to welcome you back.
Sorry about that, I was muted. Hello and welcome to this professional beauty webinar. We are going to be talking about life after the lockdown, and we have two great panelists for you. Jared Hines from Hines and Harley, who owns and operates a salon in Parkhurst, and Louise Pitot, who is now working from home, but was until lockdown running a salon as well. So maybe if I could ask you, Jared, to just say a few quick words about what you do and where you are, and a little introduction would be great.
Okay, perfect. So as Phil said, I'm Jared Hines. So I've been in the beauty industry going on 16 years now. I am a qualified esthetician and dermatologist. I've worked in spas and salons within the country and overseas on the cruise ships as well. I have now opened my own men's grooming lounge, which is in Parktown North. So we offer all spa and barber treatments to men. And yeah, we've been Professional Beauty's winner of the Men's Salon of the Year since 2017, which is great. Yeah, and we're going strong. So that's very, very quick breakdown.
Awesome. Go on then, Louise. Tell us a quick bio of yourself.
Okay. I started off in the beauty industry as a beauty therapist, working in spas and salons. And my journey took me to distribution, import and distribution, and I focus on natural and organic products. And my own healing journey took me a little bit on a different route as well, where I needed to heal my body of some ailments. And so I started to study other methods. So I did functional medicine coaching and eating psychology coaching. And so now I like to think of my beauty practice as like I'm your personal skin coach as well. And I know later on when we'll chat about lockdown, how it's affected us, that I think has sort of changed my direction a little bit. Yep.
Fantastic. And in case nobody knows, I'm Phil Woods and Commercial Director of Professional Beauty. You never know, not everybody knows me. Louise, how did you keep busy during lockdown? Give us an insight into your life there.
It's a great question. I'd just like to pre-frame it really quickly by letting everyone know that I did have my salon before, and now that I'm working from home and my focus is shifting slightly, I think I'm speaking more to the home salons, the mobile therapists, maybe people who aren't running a salon with staff who need to be operating at full steam ahead. So my perspective is coming maybe in a different way to Jared's. So just so that people understand that I'm not saying that my view or my point is for everybody who has, especially those who are running big salons. But what I did was I worked really hard to get my sort of my online side of my business going. So I'm a face yoga teacher, and so I did my face yoga super trainers so that I can train other people to become face yoga teachers, and that you can do online. You can teach a face yoga class online, workshops. I ran twice a week, free wellness classes. So all the different health and beauty topics with my clients, they were all just free, all just on Zoom, because I just felt like the clients in our little tribes, we needed to feel connected still. And we had great turnouts for those. And I think just being able to connect and give back when everyone was feeling a little bit wobbly was really fun. So that's what I kept myself busy with. And I've been able to, since I moved back home just before lockdown, because there were renovations happening at my studio, then lockdown happened, I've decided to stay and work from home. And so now I only see clients on 3 days a week. So I've compartmentalized those days for actual treatments, and the other days I use for the coaching and for doing face yoga and webinars and things like that.
Okay, cool. Now, before I go to you, Jared, I've just remembered, it's been a week since I did one of these. I forgot to say to people, the attendees and those on Facebook, do please use the chat area to talk to us. Be fantastic if you say hello to us, so that we don't feel lonely. And also, if there's any other comments you wish to make, if you have specific questions for either Louise or Jared, please use the Q&A area at the bottom of your screen. You'll see the tab there so that your question doesn't get lost in the chat. So come on, say hello, somebody. No? Peter, you've raised your hand, but you haven't. Okay, well, while we carry on, do please say, there we go, we've got a hello from Stacey. Awesome. Do let us know how you're feeling. Are you feeling positive? Are you feeling good? Okay, Jared, what did you get up to during lockdown?
So we, obviously when the initial lockdown announcement happened, it was only supposed to be 21 days. So we said to ourselves, okay, what we'll do is we will close completely, and we will be completely shut down for those 21 days, and we'll go open full steam ahead from 1st of May. So obviously we had a lot of bookings, which we had to then cancel and reschedule. And then when that happened, we had to decide, okay, what do we do now? Because at the time, it was only supposed to be our beauty, well, the industry opening at level 1, which, I mean, at the moment, as things go, who knows when that's going to be. So we said, okay, well, how do we relook at what we're going to do? So we started looking at bringing in surgical masks as part of our retail, and also as a skincare therapist, and as the issue for me was all the hand sanitizer that we were using, how much damage it was causing to the skin. So I looked at that and I thought, okay, well, I do also make my own range of men's products for shaving and beards. So I thought, why don't I look into the hand sanitizer route as well? So I started making a moisturizing hand sanitizer. So that's another one of the products that we started doing. So we were doing the masks and the hand sanitizer, and then also focusing on more retail. So trying to get people back into their skincare and get those kind of products out. So that's what we did most of the time.
Okay. With regard to your interaction with your clients, this would also, I suppose, relate to you as well, Louise. Were you regularly contacting them, engaging with them, just with maybe personal healthcare tips or what have you?
Yeah, so from our side, what we were doing is whenever there was a new announcement, we would send a mass message out to all clients just saying, this is what's happening, this is where we're going, we are still around, this is what we're doing, and trying to give them some personal home care advice, and also some, personal protection advice. So like to make sure to keep washing hands and all those sort of tips that you just have to keep telling people. So, yeah.
And you, Louise?
From my side, it was a little less formal. So I do send out broadcasts, but mostly just connecting every 1 to 2 weeks with different people. I was getting messages like, my skin misses you. And so then what I needed to do for some people was to create little mini home facial kits just to keep them going, because some clients, they don't have as many masks and exfoliators and ampules and things, they rely on me for that. And so I needed to become a little bit creative for certain clients. Some clients were managing easier on their own, some not so easy. So it was looking at what products you have, what products, as Jared was saying, focusing a little bit on retail when we could do retail. And then, I don't know, maybe just now we'll get into, but like what kind of home care, like empowering them to actually massage, gua sha, face yoga, exercises, pressure points, things at home to empower them, which I find has really helped them feel empowered. Doesn't mean they don't want to come back anymore for their treatments. It just means that they even have more trust in me because I wasn't trying to hold all the secrets, So yeah, that's kind of where my practice.
Yeah, I must say, playing just continuing on what Louise said there, it's exactly that. When we found a lot of that when giving clients some more information and helping them to help themselves more. You know, exactly like Louise said, it doesn't. They get the feeling like we're not trying to keep secrets from them. So, and that just builds a lot more trust in the clients. So now, obviously, then when we opened, we just had this flood of people coming back because they were dying to come back.
Yeah. So that was my next question. Really, was how did your first week go? For you, Jared, so you've hinted at that.
Yeah,
how was your first week?
So for us, it was mayhem. We didn't have a free gap for that first week, and which was fantastic. So it was nice to see that our clients were waiting to come back to us. Even a lot of the guys who did their own home corona cuts, as we call them, which we had to then fix. So we had even the ones who did that, they came in. So we had a lot of people coming in, which was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it mainly on the hair side, or was there
it was a lot of hair, a lot of facials, a lot of pedicures. That was our big ones.
Sounds a bit
the
pedicures maybe think, oh, nasty.
Yeah, well, a lot of people need to do it regularly, and especially then because a lot of people with exercise as well. A lot of people are exercising; those feet need to be looked after. So that's where we come in.
Yeah. And how about yourself, Louise?
Mine was a little bit different. It wasn't a swarm. It wasn't mayhem at the beginning. A lot of my clients were messaging and saying, are all of your other clients self-isolating? How careful are they? They know, how careful I've been, but they don't know about the other people I'm seeing. And so my clients came back quite almost systematically. And to be honest, not every client has come back yet, which, at the beginning they were saying, we miss you, but now people are still a little bit nervous. So I do have a few that are still a bit nervous. They're just waiting to see what happens with the next, maybe end of the month or with the next phase. So yeah, so I've had some coming for their treatments and some just doing retail. It's been a little bit different. And yes, I've been focusing on the home care a lot still.
I mean, certainly from the feedback we get from salons, the hair side definitely was a big hit from day one.
I'm sure.
The beauty side does seem to have taken a little bit longer to grow. I think with hair, it's more out of necessity for people, perhaps, whereas on the beauty side, it's there's definitely still a lot of fear from what I gather. From people in general, and obviously for a client to go for a facial or something is perhaps, I don't know why there might be more resistance than for to have the hair done, but you're at the same proximity to the therapist or the client. It just seems to be more reluctance for some reason. I don't know why, and it is a bit of a shame. But did you find, Jared, that there was a bit of a dip after your first week?
We only had one day which was a little bit quiet, but the continued influx of guests and clients has been consistent. There's been a slight drop, which is relatively normal for the winter months, if I look at previous years. So the drop doesn't seem to be caused by this corona or anything like that, which is good to see. So there's been a slight drop, but a normal drop if it was under normal circumstances. But we've had consistent bookings. The nice thing with the way we've done our bookings, where you can book online or through the app that we've got, or we've seen a constant influx of bookings. So we don't really have any quiet days, which is nice.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. And the same for you, Louise. Is it now beginning to grow and clients getting more confident, or have you sort of reached a plateau? Those that are.
Yeah, thanks. Similar to what Jared was saying, like at the beginning, those who wanted to come for their post-COVID, post-lockdown treatment came, and then just the normal July was a little quieter, but that is exactly what Jared said. It's quite normal for this time of year.
Yeah.
And then August, it starts to pick up as the weather starts to change and people suddenly wanting to go out again. So yeah, bookings have picked up for them.
Sure. And how have clients been with regard to, I suppose, all the requirements of the PPEs and the record keeping, etc.? Have you experienced any resistance from people? I've just noticed your bow tie, Jared.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is
very nice.
It has to match the moustache, yes.
It's distracted me there.
Sorry.
So, yeah. Are clients all very understanding that they've got to keep the masks on and that sort of thing? And with you, Jared, in particular, how do you cope with the shave if they've got the mask on?
Yes, so during the treatment, especially if it is a beard shaping or a shave, we do get the client to remove the mask, but obviously we keep ours on with gloves and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's just one of those things you have to work around, and we haven't had any resistance from people with hand sanitizing or taking temperatures or anything like that. So I think everyone just understands this is what we're going through. They're just very happy to be able to come back for a treatment, I think. So if they have to give up a few extra seconds to have their temperature taken, it's a small sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with you, Louise, are you doing facials, for instance? And how do you do that? Do you wear gloves? And
yeah, so I don't wear gloves for facials. However, we do all the other sanitizing methods. When the clients come in, they actually sign online an online waiver. We wear masks and everything for the whole beginning, but the foot bath and all of that, and then they just remove their mask when they on the plinth. And I do let them know that we do all our talking, what do you want from your treatment today, and all of that in advance. So while we're both still not in the treatment room doing the actual treatment, to speaking to a minimum while we are doing the facial. So obviously I don't want to be talking, I'm standing. I stand when I work, over the plinth. And so I want to keep my talking and that to a minimum. Being very careful, being a lot of sanitizing during when you finish maybe just being extra careful between the different phases of the treatment as well. So yeah, and everyone appreciates it, I think.
Were either of you surprised, because I was, when the government actually gazetted the requirements for opening, that they were not as onerous as I thought they might be? When I don't know if you saw, for instance, the EOHC video that they put together. There was so much stuff that they had, from covering keyboards with Glad wrap to screens to divide up workstations, all sorts of things that, in an ideal world, yes. And then all of a sudden we had these regulations gazetted. And to me, they seemed light on detail in many ways. Was that a surprise? Did you think, hey, here we go? Or have you implemented additional things that you just felt you should do?
I think from my side, a lot of the stuff that they brought out was things that we were doing anyway. Those of us who are professionals, we take our hygiene and sterilization very seriously. So for us, it's always been something that we did. So going through that list, like 99% of the things on the list, I was like, okay, we do this, we do this, we do this. So there was no real major changes on our side. Even from the beginning when we opened, we tried to keep away from having a physical computer in the shop, so it's all done wirelessly on tablets and things like that, which we're the only ones that touch it. So yeah, it wasn't a big change for us, really wasn't. The only major changes we added in was the additional wearing of masks and obviously increasing people's use of hand sanitizer. But other than that, everything gets sterilized and cleaned after every client anyway. We always had a social distancing within the shop as part of our environment, because that was just part of what we did anyway. So yeah, no major changes on our side.
Okay. Louise, what was your thoughts on the whole gazetted requirements?
Nothing much to add to what Jared had to say. You know, just yeah, being super careful, and it's really not easy to, you know, when you're following. I try not to follow social media and the he said, she said, and the hype of it, but to really just go with statistics and facts, because it's so easy to get caught up in a lot of the mayhem. So yeah, just went along with it, same as what Jared said. Super cautious, open with clients. I mentioned to you before that, like, this week I've had like this little weird tickle thing, so I've cancelled my facial clients this week, because you just got to be super safe. It's probably just a tickle because it's winter, but you know, got to be just really careful. So just needing to take it to that extra level of care and responsibility. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's, for me, one of the benefits that I've personally experienced is I haven't had a cold for the last 4 months or whatever, whereas normally in winter I would at least get a cold or two.
Yeah, I found I've been a lot healthier this winter.
Yeah. So we'll probably be getting pleas from the pharmaceutical companies to buy more cold remedies, but they're suffering. We've got Michaela is asking, have you had to turn any clients away because of temperature checks and things, and how did you handle that? Has that been a problem for either of you?
On my side, no, we haven't had any clients that we've had to turn away. I think also we've had a few clients who got hold of us ahead of time and said, you know, they think they've come into contact with someone, or they've had a test sent off, so they're going to wait, and then they say they postpone themselves for 2 weeks. So I think the clients are also taking a lot of responsibility themselves. But for now, no, we haven't had anyone that we've had to turn away because of temperature. Thank goodness. But yeah, I think the way we would normally handle it would just say, look, you know, this is the temperature we're a little bit worried about. I think just go off and we'll have to reschedule your appointment, and then let us know if you do get tested and what happens from there. And we'd have to handle it from there. And decide if because we're obviously not in people's faces when they walk in immediately. So, and they obviously no mask, no entry. So I think there would be a lot of safety protocols on our side, which would protect us from that if there was any scare.
And you, Louise, you had a problem with that?
No problem with that. Also, just responsible clients who have maybe cancelled later than they usually would have cancelled, because they came into contact with someone, but nothing else to add to that. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, good. We had a webinar last week where a hair salon owner was talking about a problem. One of her clients kept taking her mask off whilst having her hair washed, and this was causing a bit of distress for the poor person washing the hair, funnily enough, because she felt, it was breaking the rules, etc. And she just had a quiet little chat with the client and, pointed out that this is the way it has to be. And, it was all fine after that. But I think that's the thing. You've just got to, fortunately, you haven't had that problem yet. But if, we all have to be quietly talking to people and explaining where the problems are and that they must leave.
And I think also, the fact that we are professionals in the industry, we've had to deal with inappropriate clients or, a whole bunch of things in the past. So you just have to handle it the same way. You handle it as a professional, I think. And then if you do it like that, if the client's going to be very not understanding, then maybe that's not a client you want. So yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So obviously, this is a bit of a different world we're living in. I hate the phrase "the new normal," but it is certainly a lot different to 6 months ago. Louise, maybe you can tell us how you're adapting your business, how it's evolving. Let's take this into account.
Okay, I'm actually I'm loving the direction that my business has taken due to all of this, where we're doing a lot of focus classes, workshops in the salon, bringing the clients in a lot. And I get that for many businesses, that's still got to happen. So for me, I'm doing a lot of online and doing a lot of skincare coaching, doing the classes, the workshops, and the way I'm making sure that my clients feel sort of appreciated and to build the trust that, sorry, I see someone coming in here with a question, which I'll get to now, is to, I can bring them in, I can sell them a product like a gua sha or a skincare oil, and then I can teach them how to use it at home. After every facial, I look at their skin and they can add on like a short little 20-minute face yoga session, which you just charge them an amount, and it's just short and sweet. So maybe they want to dress number 11 today. And so massage movement, face yoga, different acupressure that they can do. And that's their homework. So I sell them retail equipment of sorts, whether it's face cups, gua sha, whatever that is, teach them how to exercise their face at home. So because I'm doing natural and organic, I don't do peels, Botox or anything like that. And neither do my clients that come to me. And so I'm focusing on like, how do we keep the muscles and the skin in its optimal condition? You know, we're exercising our bodies, but what are we doing about our face? So helping them to take that home with them. And then next month, they're going to come back because they're going to say, I've noticed the difference by number 11, but let's look at the eyes or the lips. And so each month, focusing on a different area for home care, and then enticing them to come back and say, next week, we'll look at, you know, the jaw or whatever their next concern is. And I'm finding that that's working really well because they want to feel empowered at home. They're seeing things on the internet and they're intrigued and that, but they're able to come to me where they already know me and they already trust me. So I'm able to help them with a home care strategy, but still getting them back into the salon, still making a sale and still building that relationship. So it's been very much built on relationship and empowerment. And as Jared and I were both saying earlier, it actually brings them back more than when we kind of hold the power or the secrets, you know. So to me, it's been a really exciting phase and a lot of learning, and my clients feel excited about it. And with spring, you know, so now it's like spring coming up. So then it can be sort of detox your skin. How do you do that? Dry skin brushing. So you can sell them a dry skin brush and then possibly essential oils or a body oil or body products that would go with that. Teach them how to do it. Teach them, why do you want a dry skin brush? Lymphatic drainage, what's going on under the skin? Sorry, I'm getting quite excited, as you can tell, but carried away maybe. But it's not just about the skin, the surface of the skin, you know, it's about what's going on underneath the surface of the skin in our dermal layer, where possibly now everyone's just been sitting at home, maybe not eating the foods that they usually eat, maybe not moving as much, so there might be toxins and stagnation. So let's get the lymph and the oxygen moving and the stagnation going. And I like to say no flow, no glow. And it's for the face and the body, you know. So bringing them in, empowering them, selling them the tools, charging them for the homework, like the face yoga or like a little add-on after their facial for their home care. So you charge them for the time and then empower them to go off and to do that. And that's been super exciting for me, really, because just seeing my clients coming back and they say, wow, I can really see the difference after doing those exercises. Or I love doing my gua sha at home. Before it was always me just doing gua sha in their facial. And now they're doing gua sha at home, you know, and they're loving it. And so it's just a whole new fun direction for things. And I feel like my business from a financial perspective definitely hasn't dropped because I'm empowering them at home. If not, you know, as we mentioned before, it's July, so it's not the best month to go by, but pre-July and the bookings for August and bookings for the workshops and things, it looks like it's picking up a lot. So yeah.
Okay. And Jared, with you, is it just business as normal, or are you evolving, developing, thinking of
yeah, so these the majority of the time it has been business as usual, but there's definitely a lot of expenses happening. We're looking at changing the business slightly and offering a few more things, but that's in the works. So keep an eye on us. It's things are changing. We're going to be introducing some new new options for clients. So yeah, we're just finalizing the last couple of things. So definitely new things are coming. We've had to look at changing the business. So definitely.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Cool.
Michaela's asking, do you accept cash or only card payments? Yeah.
So we offer our clients a cash card, SnapScan, EFT, geo payment, and obviously now with this whole thing, the cash is we tell them we prefer not cash. So it's definitely tap with this card machine. It's SnapScan payments, it's geo payments or EFTs. Yeah, and that's a lot better for us as well. It's also nice because we don't have to carry as much cash.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the same for you, Louise, I assume.
Same for me. Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed Narinda's got a question for you, Louise, about which I saw. I don't know if you want to quickly answer that one.
Sure. So I studied eating psychology coaching through the Institute for the Psychology of Eating. So that's the URL, I think, Institute for the Psychology of Eating. And Narinda, you're welcome to get in contact with me afterwards. Eating psychology is amazing because what we eat shows up in our skin as well, right? Everything shows up in our skin, so it's all related. And eating psychology says that food and body is just a gateway to something deeper. What's the something deeper? So I find it really nice when I'm mapping the client's skin. I've got a client who she has redness on her cheeks always. And every month we do her facial, we're looking at her gut. So go see a homeopath, work on your gut. And we've through her being able to go and work on that, we've been able to help the skin as well. So it's just so nice. The body is just fantastic, and it's always leaning towards health and wholeness. And if we can take skincare a little bit deeper, I think that we can benefit our clients a lot. So yeah, eating psychology comes into that, but please do contact me privately if you want to know more, Narinda.
Okay. If you need Louise's contact details, Narinda, do email us, unless you want to just type an email in the chat area, should you wish to, Louise. So Jared, before lockdown, I remember possibly it was at the Beauty Awards, we had a conversation where you were talking about possibly opening up a second branch, that sort of thing. Are you still doing that, or have you thought, whoa, I'm scared now?
No, so we did come very close to closing throughout this whole thing, because we did lose a lot, obviously being closed for almost 2 months. But we've been very fortunate that we've had a new investor come in to the business to keep us going, because he doesn't want the concept to die, which is fantastic. So because of that, we're going to focus. It's opening a second branch is going to be put on the back burner slightly, just so we can get this one back up and running again. But yeah, we've definitely a second, possibly third branch as well. So we're not scared to open more. I think our industry, especially for on the men's side of things, is picking up constantly. So it's always a good idea. We need more men to do more treatments. So we will be opening more, definitely.
Oh, no, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have had a lot of salons close. From all different locations, it would appear. I think that, sadly, when one closes, there are opportunities for others to take up the slack. So, which is good. It's a shame that they're closed, but I'm glad there's a bit of optimism. I know some salons, particularly those in shopping malls, are still struggling because the malls themselves are not as busy as they would like to be. And some landlords have been agreeable to rent holidays, etc. Others not so. No, that's good. For me, other little things that I was wondering about, for instance, where do you think we'll be in a year's time? Where do you think you'll be in a year's time?
Yeah, sure. I honestly think by next year, I mean, I can't say when, but I think for the rest of this year, it's going to be pretty similar to what it is now. I think by next year, we should be looking back at getting to some kind of normality again. And so I've got high hopes for that. I mean, we can't live like this forever. It's impossible. So I do think by next year we should be back to normal, hopefully. Yeah, and I mean, we will obviously continue doing what we've been doing anyway, which is following these kind of protocols, because that's just what we did anyway. And I do think by next year you should definitely see from Hines and Harley's side a second one by next year, definitely. So yeah,
Awesome.
I've got a lot of positivity for the future. So
yeah.
Well
And Louise?
I agree with Jared. I think that things will get back to pre-COVID busyness about this time next year. I'm looking forward to a lot of collaborations with other people. There are a lot of therapists who may be out of work. If I can't manage them, or someone has a specific area that they're passionate about, to run classes or workshops or be able to refer people. I only do facials. I don't do nails. There used to be a natural brand of nail polish and that brought in, but there isn't one that lasts really long on the nails in South Africa. So I don't do nail treatments and things, but some of my clients may want to go for nail treatment somewhere. So I would just love to collaborate with other businesses to be able to form little tribes of people who have specialities in different areas, so that we can refer clients to other people, because I think that there is enough for everybody, and by collaborating, I think that's a really nice place to be in the future for me.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say that's. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it does sound that's a nice positive outlook, because a lot of people don't like to refer, and they want to keep all the money to themselves, and
Well, I mean, definitely on our side, as one of the things we're doing for that new venture we're going to be looking into, it is part of a collaboration, because that's exactly what you have to do. We're all in this industry together. I've always said I would rather have the industry be better than just my shop or my salon. So yeah, collaboration I think is very important. And I think especially if someone is doing something better than you, then why not learn from each other, and let's all be better. It just makes sense for me.
Yeah. So
and we're not
facial
in the area, sorry.
No, you carry on, Louise. Carry on.
Yeah, we're not all experts in every area. So the other thing is, my slogan, my sort of little tagline is helping women live agelessly. So I don't have any male clients. So Jared, I would love to send men to you now that I know about you, and
fantastic.
I'll look you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that previously there has been a little bit more of an attitude of people wanting to hold on to clients and not refer, in the fears that we might lose them to someone else. But I had a client who said, I'm her person. You find your person. So hopefully I have some facial clients and I'm their person, and they will always come back to me, but they might want to go somewhere else for other treatments. I'd love my clients to be going for reflexology, acupuncture, massage, holistic health. And I don't do those things myself. I don't do massage anymore. I just focus on skin. And so, so I think that would be a really fun place to be in a year from now.
Yes. And maybe you've had a holiday in between as well.
That would be amazing.
Wouldn't it just? Yeah. I mean, certainly from what I observe, people are definitely looking wider into how they look at the industry themselves, the way we do business, because everybody's had to do that, and even the banks and people like that, have had to suddenly change the way that they're doing things. So whilst it's been a painful few months, I think there are some good positives to it. Unfortunately, if anybody's wondering, professional beauty expos aren't going to be taking place anytime soon, which is a shame. But at least we can keep in touch with everybody with the webinars, etc. And we are having a global one coming up in September. I'll just do my quick advert now, where we're involving all the regions that we work in, and there are going to be 6 seminar streams. So it's over 3 days. So there's going to be lots and lots of hopefully interesting material from around the world, not just from South Africa, that hopefully will also have some good ideas and maybe spark some more interaction as well. I think we're just about done, unless either of you have got anything else that you would like to add at all.
I think just in general,
Yeah.
I think the best thing to do is constantly just to be positive. I mean, you can't let yourself think about, oh, but this is happening and this isn't going to work and this can't happen. The second you start saying that, you've got no hope. The second you've already said, well, this isn't going to work, well, then it's not going to work. And my whole philosophy in life is that you never know unless you try. So I mean, how do you know? Give it a try. If it doesn't work, well, then you try something else, and don't lose hope, because it's not ending. I mean, the world hasn't come to an end. It's just slowed down a bit. That's all.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I think that not everybody has come out of this with a job or with clients, and so, I mean, I would love to hear, I don't know, in the comments or on the Facebook Live from people how they're coping, or even if people, want to collaborate with other therapists to form some sort of, I know it's maybe not a professional beauty thing, but on the Facebook page to, I would be very happy to help support other small therapists who haven't maybe managed to keep their jobs during this time. So
Yeah, no, definitely. And maybe we can create some sort of forum going forward that will put people in touch, etc.
Absolutely. I mean, it's the same thing from my side, and I know my team, and for me personally, it's if we can help anyone with anything. I mean, that's what it's about. It's always it's about, as I said earlier, it's about making the industry better. We're all in the industry together, so if we can make it better together, I mean, why not?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that it just improves the reputation of the sector itself, and just benefits all the time.
Absolutely.
Great stuff.
For clients too, it benefits them as well.
Yeah.
When the industry is raised, the standards are high. It's good for everyone.
Yeah.
It's good for clients to be able to see that too.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for attending and giving us some insights and thoughts. Hope all those that were watching benefited. We do record this. It will be on YouTube within probably an hour or so. And we will be holding another one next week on the spa industry, which I think if you're a hotel-based spa has been struggling even more, but hopefully there's some good news there and some interesting insights as well. So thank you, Jared. Thank you, Louise. And we will.
Thanks, Jared. Thanks to everyone for attending.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.